everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, where anything can happen. And today is Friday Freebie, and I had promised you that we were going to work with the Wonders of the Season paper, and I'm going to save the part of the paper part for another video. Today we're going to work with the Wonder of the Season Memories and More card pack. Now these are just what they say, they're kind of Stampin' Up's version of Project Life. And let me, I've got like 16 dozen different things sitting here on this on this table. This is what we're going to be working with today. This Merry Christmas card and this sheet of sticker die cuts. But they come with the 4x6s, and the 4x6s are all single-sided. Those. Wish you a wonderful Christmas. Now these are made to coordinate with the Memories and More card pack, or with the papers. And I'm working with a 5x7 frame, so a 4x6 sheet of the cards, 4x6 cards, won't allow me to mat anything else. Celebrate the Season is another good one. There's the bells. And then we have this solid red, which has this on the back. Some of these, I guess, are double-sided. This is an all-over pattern of the buck and the holly. There's a holly. And then we go into the single-sided ones, I guess, that are the foiled ones are the single-sided ones, I guess. And then, aside from the 4x6, you also have a selection of 3x4s, and they are double-sided. And then here's this spruce tree, which I think is absolutely gorgeous on its own and will become a card later down the road. May you never be too grown up to search the skies on Christmas Eve. Amen. And then there's Sending Wishes from the North Pole. Beautiful front for a Christmas card. And then just an all-over pattern in the back. Then you have two of these sheets of words and the stag. And then if you want to use this for a December daily album, you've got 1 through 25 to create a December daily. And then the punch outs that I showed you earlier, and there's two different styles of that one. So that's what's in the Memories and More card pack. And it's for scrapbooking, card making, or today, as we're going to do, a home decor piece. And this one I know we're going to use in cards, so I'm not going to go too far with that one. But I know that for this one we want to use the holly and the wishing you. And then we're going to use this paper. And I have this desk 5x7 frame that I got from Dollar Tree. You can get inexpensive frames anywhere and turn them into something pretty cool. So I'm going to remove the back, remove the cardboard insert. Now, any other time I would take time to polish up the glass on this, and I will do that at a later time. What I want to do is make sure that this card is exactly what it's supposed to be. And that is that this is 7 by 5. So that's what we want to cut this background paper to. I had wanted to use the gold foil, but since I already have the gold frame, that just kind of seemed really redundant and useless. So I'm going to take this and cut this to 5x7. And this is one of those patterns that is not directional based. It can go in any direction. But if you wanted to have lines that you wanted to run a particular direction, then that's something you'd want to pay attention to. This is 5x7. Now, here's a trick. All of this real estate is going to be covered by this card, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to do this on the back so I can mark it and you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take, really wanted to use my oh, there it is. I was going to say, that little ruler tends to walk away from me. What I want to do is I want to come in And if I come in from the corner like this at 1 inch, and I do this on all 4 corners, must have been some glue on the end of that dot. And just mark it 1 inch. I could even come in actually 1 inch. Let's come in 1 1/4 inches so that we make sure there's plenty of room there. 1 1/4 inches. And this one 1 1/4 inches right there. And this corner 1 1/4 inches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm just going to draw a line from each of those dots, just like that. Make sure I'm getting the right dot here since I had started the inch and changed direction. The reason I'm marking this is so that I make sure that I cut where I need to, and it'll give me a placement for my blade on my trimmer. Okay, and then we're going to come back in with our trimmer, get our score out of the way, and I'm going to set this blade right on that line. I can line, and I know it's hard for you to see, but I can line up that line with my blade track. And this little point on my cutting blade, I can line it up with that other line there and stop when I get to this line. Do the same thing this way. And I like to start with my blade up at the top because I want to be able to see without any issues that I'm in the track with that line. And then I'll come back and line that up. Stop when I get to that line. Slide my blade up back out of my way. Make sure this line falls in the track. Like that. And then this one is in the track. And if I put my pencil on that line, I can feel when I wind up in the track there. And I can come back. Now, I may be just a little bit off, but it's close enough that I can come back in with little scissors if I'd have needed to and punch it out. But see, well, we've got this whole piece that we can work with. And then this slides right into our frame. Just like that. And then this, and I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals, a couple of glue dots, just to hold that in place. I could use, excuse me, I could use an entire strip of glue there, but I want to make sure it's where I want it before I do anything permanent. So I'm going to take my glue dots here, and I'm going to go up in these very tippy top corners. And the idea is, if any glue dots show, I can always come back with corner embellishments and hide things, and it'll be just fine. And give those a good press down. Pick off my papers. Like that. As you can tell, I'm still battling with this sinus stuff a little bit. But at least I feel up to doing something. And then I'm going to get this down here where I can see it. Now, there was a little bit of a burr on this picture frame, and I want to make sure that it's going to go this direction, I think. So let's do that. So this is my top. So I want to make sure that this goes to my top. Oh, you know what? I knew I was doing this backwards. Why didn't you stop me? Let's get our glue dots off of here before they do too much damage. I don't want to frame that on the outside. I want to frame it on the inside. And that's the reason for doing glue dots and not glue. If I'd have done glue on here, I wouldn't have been able to salvage this one. The idea is this goes on top, not the other way around. So let's redo those glue dots onto our corners, and we can do a couple here. The idea is that you don't have to do anything really super strong because it's going to be in a glass frame. I mean, it's not going to take wear and tear, and you're going to be able to wipe the glass off with a simple glass cleaner on the outside, and it's not going to affect what is on the inside. And you know what? I may be putting, nope, I'm good. Okay. And there's no sense putting any glue dots in the middle because there is no glue dots in the middle. There is no space in the middle. So let's go ahead now and pick these off. We'll move this out of the way for now. Bring this up. Pick our papers off of our glue dots. If you have trouble getting them, just come back with your pick tool. Little needle tool works fabulous. And I don't have the stuff here with me to show you today, but I will show you at another time a perfect alternative if you don't have a pick tool or a needle tool, that you can make your own at home from your sewing box very easily. There we go. And now we can center this. And I'm using the designs on the paper to kind of guide me. Pretty close. And now we can put that, and that's where we're headed with this. But we have one more thing to add here, and I'm going to use this to get a hold of this and slide it out. I want to come back with our sticker. And I want it to come up. I want to dimensionalize it a little bit. I don't know, is that a word? Dimensionalize? Of course, I had that sheet of dimensionals yesterday. There they are. I was going to say, now you think I could find them. There we go. Now this is going to pop up against that frame a little bit, but that's fine. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be too much to be an issue. Keep in mind, some dimensionals are thicker than others. These are pretty thick, and I may have to go back and tone it down with a Stampin' Up! Dimensional, which aren't quite as thick. And I'm okay with that, but I want this to have some dimension against the card frame here. And we're going to put it right over top of that holly, but that's okay because we're going to come back with one of these hollies and the dimensionals. And I think we only need one back behind that. And we just centered that on there. Bring this back down. I'm going to tuck it so it comes up underneath the center up there, I think. Like that. Like that. Okay, now, got to have some bling. And I have those dimensionals, the Wonder Gems that we used the other day. And where we've got the red berry hollies on here, I want to come back and add these to the center of the holly. And you know, dimensionals are not expensive, but they really add a wow factor to your project. Now this one's got some bigger ones on here, so I'm going to add a couple of the bigger ones around here as well, and a cluster of the small ones. Just like that. Let's do... When I went looking on Pinterest this morning for ideas of that I could do using this card pack or the paper pack, I was really surprised that there were not a lot of ideas out there to play with. So I feel kind of unique in that I'm finally getting something out on Pinterest before somebody else. So there is our frame. We brought this sticker up with a bit of dimensional. We've done the same thing with the Wishing You. Merry Christmas was already done for us. All we had to do was glue it in place. You learned how to cut out a back section so you're not using all your paper. Saves you a bigger piece to use on a card. And what I might do, except if I do this, I'm not going to be able to put it in the frame right away, and I'm okay with that if you are. Looking for my greens. I like this one. Oh no, that's awfully light green. I'm wanting a darker green. Here we go. That one should work. That's more of an emerald green. And let's add a little bit of something to this to give it some color. I got scratch paper over here I can use. Oh yeah. Whoa, we lost our light. Let's change that really quick. The sun went away on us. It was so bright in here I didn't think about having the light on. There we go. But the clouds have been moving in and out today. Now I'm just going to go down the center of the holly leaf just to add a little bit of dimension. Just like that. This one here. And I'm just following the line that they've already given me. Just like this. And because this was not a shout out Sunday, a Stampin' Up Sunday, I could come back and I could add other products. But how you can take the Stampin' Up products and add stuff from your own stash to make them yours. Now I've got the gold here that we used yesterday. And I'm going to come back here and just add a little bit. Not a lot, just kind of trace that out a little bit. Just to add a little bit extra to underneath the words there. Not the whole frame, just this little swirl under the wording. And there we have a card, or a home decor piece made from the Wonders of the Season Memories and More card pack, the wonderful gems from that same kit, or that same suite, and a little bit of Stickles. And I'm not going to attempt to put this in the frame. Oh, maybe I do want to wash that frame. But I will have the completed card in the frame. You will have seen it as the thumbnail to this video. And there will be a picture on Instagram and on my blog. And remember, whenever I do anything on YouTube, you might want to check out my blog, and the link is always down below. That will direct you to any more detailed information about dimensions that I've used in cutting anything, complete product list. Even though I list the products, the links down below, I also do that, try to do that on my blog as much as possible. As well as bonus items that you might find that I have done outside of doing the project on the video. So you're going to want to make sure you check out the YouTube channel too. Tomorrow is Shout Out Saturday, and I don't have my note with me to tell me what we're doing tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure it's cool. And so you're going to want to make sure that you like this video and that you're subscribed so that you get notifications of when new videos go up in my channel. And I want to thank you for coming into the studio today. Have a great day and Merry Christmas.